I adored every second of A Christmas to Cherish. I didn't actually realise until I started watching this that this is a sequel to A Gift to Remember, which is a film I watched a few weeks ago and really enjoyed. And I have to say, unusually for sequels, this was even better. This is a Christmas film released in 2019. It's directed by Kevin Fair and it stars Ali Liebert as Darcy and Peter Porte as, well, I will tell you the name of his character now, so there will be spoilers in this discussion for the previous film, but I won't spoil anything at the moment for this film, but I will give a spoiler warning with a few things I want to praise, but I do need to go into a bit of spoiler detail. But the reason his name is a spoiler is because in the first film, Darcy accidentally knocks into him with her bicycle. He hits his head, he gets amnesia, and he doesn't remember his own name for a large amount of the film. But of course, I can tell you his name now that we know it. His name is, of course, Aiden. And they are happily still together. And this is all about the run up to Christmas. And part of it is about Aiden preparing this beautiful Christmas gift for Darcy. I won't spoil it just now, but I'll go into a bit of detail in a moment because something about his gift made me really emotional. And Darcy is faced with problems, first of all, with a local building being threatened with being torn down and replaced. And it's a building that means a lot to her and a lot of people. And there's also another bookstore because she runs a bookstore. Another bookstore is potentially doing Christmas bigger and better than her store is, which of course is going to steal potential customers. And none of these problems independently are that serious or that intense. It's not a very dramatic film, which works in its favour. Again, with a spoiler warning, I'll discuss that and what I mean by that in more detail. But because we have several little issues, it's enough to keep the narrative moving forward, and I really like that. It's very festive. We also have the classic Christmas rom-com young child to keep things youthful. This is Marcus, played by Dominic Mariche, and he's brilliant, both in terms of the acting and also just the character's personality. He's just absolutely brilliant. I loved the energy that he brought to this. I love the relationship and the on-screen chemistry we have with Darcy and Aiden. I love the festive atmosphere. It really is a beautiful film, and also what I loved particularly is that I feel like I'm part of the secret. A lot of this does revolve around Aiden planning this beautiful Christmas gift for Darcy. He's doing it with Marcus's help, and as a viewer, I felt like I was in on the secret. And I was bubbling with that anticipation of how Darcy is going to react when she sees it. And I love that. It's so easy to be drawn into the narrative, into the excitement and the build up and anticipation, and it does such a great job with that. It's a very emotional film. I basically cried all of the way through it. It's absolutely beautiful. It does have an overarching theme of memories, and I think that works really well because obviously with the first film and Aiden having lost his memory, I like that they're carrying that theme across, but in a different way. Because I won't tell you exactly what Aiden's gift is just now, but it focuses on memories and family connections. And I think that that's really lovely. And they do such a great job of continuing that theme, but with a different angle to keep things fresh and exciting. And honestly, as far as sequels go, it's pretty perfect. So I'll discuss now with a spoiler warning a few things that I thought worked really well, a few things that this film does very differently that pretty much every other Christmas rom-com doesn't do. And it really works in its favour. So spoilers from now. And the first thing is that there's no tension between Darcy and Aiden. Something I've mentioned abundantly is that what can make or break a Christmas rom-com for me is when one of the characters completely overreacts to the other character. They fly off of the handle because the other character has done something they don't like and they don't give them a chance to explain. There's none of that. I'll be honest, I'm cynical. I was waiting for it to happen. I was waiting for Darcy or Aiden to say something that would upset the other one. And they never did. But they didn't need to. They didn't try and shoehorn that stereotypical plot device in because it wasn't needed. And I loved it. The other thing, as I said briefly, is that it's not very dramatic. There's no catastrophe. There are several small things that happen, so the characters do still have to overcome various obstacles, but there's no unnecessary chaos. And again, the film didn't need it. There are films that absolutely need that kind of action. They need that dramatic reveal where something completely unexpected throws a spanner in the works to move the narrative forward. But this is just such a lovely journey with a lovely message, with so much fun anticipation, beautiful character interactions, and a lot of beautiful messages and emotions, that having just a few smaller things was enough to make this a really beautiful, pleasant, satisfying film where no characters overreacted, where the action didn't seem unbelievable, which admittedly is the exact opposite of the first film, because I really don't think he hit his head hard enough in the first film to lose his memory. But I won't go into that in this discussion. And I absolutely adored it, and I praise it for being able to create such a beautiful, compelling narrative without relying on these story stereotypes that we get with a lot of Christmas rom-coms. And I think they did a fantastic job with it. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely worth watching after the first film. I'm really pleased that I watched them in the right order. It was completely by chance. I didn't even realize there was a sequel, but I'm really glad that I had a chance to watch this because, as I said, I adored absolutely every second of it.